Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Back again with another live stream. A lot to get into in this one. As always, Riccardo Calafiori Day. We are progressing. It's about to be a done deal. FABRIZIO has actually confirmed that it's a done deal already. We've already agreed on the fee, us and Bologna. We are just waiting for Bologna and Basel to finalize their deal. There's rumors that Riccardo Calafiori could be traveling to London tonight, so let's wait and see how that one goes. I'm sure by tomorrow, this deal will be completely done. I don't know if he's going to actually travel with the team tomorrow to the USA, but this deal is completely done. We'll be going through what has happened since we did the early stream. A lot to get into today in terms of why he's joining Arsenal, why it's a wanted him, how much you're going to pay for him, when it's going to finally join us. We are going to be covering all that, and let's get straight into it. Let's start with what was reported earlier today by FABRIZIO Romano. This is what he reported earlier today. Arsenal and Bologna have reached an agreement for Riccardo Calafiori after breakthrough revealed earlier. Understand fee is 40 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons and sell-on clause. Final step needed, Basel and Bologna to agree 50% sell-on payment terms. Then here we go. So now it's out of our hands. It is out of our hands, as we've already agreed with Bologna, but we have to wait for Bologna and Basel to agree on how much they're going to, pay them for the sell-on clause and all that. So for us, we can't do anything more. Now we just have to wait and see if it's going to be done tonight or tomorrow. I had Bologna going to travel for a friendly match on Monday, so they want to get it done this weekend as well. So it's not just us pushing to get it done so that Calafiori can travel tomorrow. Bologna themselves, they also are trying to push it very quickly to get done, because they don't want they don't want this not finalized before they go and play a friendly match, I think in Spain on Monday or something like that. They want to get it done as quickly as possible. So everything is pointing to this being an Arsenal signing this weekend. Things are looking good, but a lot has come out since then. This is what, again, FABRIZIO said. Riccardo Calafiori, in the last 24 to 48 hours when he returned from holidays, spoke directly with the Bologna board. Please let me fulfill my dream and let me go to Arsenal. I want to go to Arsenal. This was the message from Calafiori. So that really helps. As I said in the earlier video, that really helps. If the player wants to join you, it really helps. Two different things, different situations that really help in this kind of a transfer. If the player does want to join you and is pleading with the other team, I really want to go, I don't want to stay here, I want to go to Arsenal, time is going, I want to push for the move, then that kind of also forces the team to, maybe accept your terms and accept whatever you've offered and, compromise more than you are going to compromise with them. So they wanted 50 million at first, and us, we wanted to give them that 40 million or something. So instead of us going to, I think they wanted more than 50 million or something, 50 plus 5 add-ons or something. So instead of us going to 47, 48, they're the ones who've come down to 45. So the good factor here is the fact that he wants to join us. And Bologna have a good relationship with us, and they want to sell him before Monday, and they know Arsenal are kind of rushing before Sunday because we need to travel tomorrow. I keep on saying we are all traveling as a chat and all you guys watching, but yeah, Arsenal is traveling tomorrow and you need to finalize this one quickly. David Onstin had this one to say, Arsenal accelerating move to sign Riccardo Calafiori from Bologna, now progressing situation plus working to complete ASAP, especially with other clubs looking for similar profile 22-year-old Italy international top defensive target for Mikel Arteta. So we had to get it done quickly. Because I do believe if we didn't sign Calafiori, he wouldn't not get a team to go to. No, I believe in the next 2 weeks, teams would be desperate to get a left back, a left center back, and you might hear Real Madrid wanting him. You might hear Barcelona wanting him. You could hear an Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen could come back in for him. Teams have sold players now. Teams could have a bit more money to spend. They could be interested in Calafiori. So we needed to get it done very quickly before the preseason, before other teams try to hijack it. In fact, speaking of hijacking, FABRIZIO has told us that there's a couple of teams that tried to hijack, and he's not going to speak about it right now. He's going to give us the details of everything that went down and why Calafiori chose Arsenal. I cannot wait to hear which two teams tried to hijack this deal and they couldn't. I cannot wait for that. So let's get to the latest news in terms of the last 4 hours, what has happened with this Calafiori deal. FABRIZIO had this to add. We can say this is what we can say about Riccardo Calafiori. Arsenal, and the here we go is expected very soon. We are at the final stages of the story. Finally, we are finishing our story. Cody Rhodes, we are finishing our story. Finally, we are going to finish our story with Riccardo Calafiori. It feels like it stayed for like a couple of months, but finally we are going to finish it. He's going to be an Arsenal player. As Fabrizio said, here we go now. We need to be ready. It could be tonight. We could hear it in the next hour. You could hear it in the next 2 hours. We could hear it tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow, I think you're going to get a here we go, because Arsenal are trying to get it done very quickly. I still don't know if he's going to travel separately or is he going to, travel together with the team. That one, I don't know what is going to happen with that one, but this deal is basically done. This deal is definitely done. As Fabrizio said, here we go very, very soon. Now, the best part about all this was the fact that Calafiori said, I want to go to Arsenal. Please let me fulfill my dream and let me go to Arsenal. When I read that, I was so happy, man. I was so happy. And, he's not joking. This is actually his dream. Every player usually says that, and whenever they join a team, they're like, oh, I've always wanted to play for Chelsea. I've always wanted to play for Liverpool. Barcelona is one of the best teams. I was supporting Bayern Munich since I was a kid. Like a lot of players, when they sign for new teams, that is all they say, even if they had never heard about that team before. But Calafiori, I mean, that is Calafiori as a kid wearing a JVC kit. That is old school. This is not like wearing the 2013-14 shirts, the 2012 one, the blue one, and whatever purple one. No, this is real. This is JVC. Calafiori wearing a JVC kit. So he's already quickly becoming my favorite player. The fact that he's asked to go to Arsenal, let me fulfill my dream. He's wearing an Arsenal shirt as a kid. I love all this. These are the players we want at Arsenal. These are the players we want at Arsenal. The players who want to come and join the project. The players who want to come and play for Arsenal. They're excited by the players they're going to play with. They're excited playing under Arteta. They're excited to play with Gabriel and Saliba. We want all that. You want a player who's very excited to join the team, and Arteta is very excited as well. This is why Arteta has been pushing for Calafiori. Why, but yeah, he's been pushing for Calafiori. So this is what Fabrizio had to add on that. Mikel Arteta has been pushing internally to sign Calafiori. He believes he's the perfect player for Arsenal. Arteta has been crucial also in the conversation with the player. The work made by Arteta has been special to make the deal happen. So, I'd really want to attend one of these Arteta talking to the player conversations, like this one-on-one conversations and talking to the agents, because we already know about Guardiola attracting players because what he's done. But every time I hear these players talking, I hear Havertz saying, like, Arteta told him 2-3 words and he was already satisfied. He wanted to come to Arsenal. I was like, 2-3 words? What the hell did Arteta tell him? You hear Jesus talk. Jesus, when he joined Arsenal, he said, like, I heard Arteta wanted me. And the project that they had at Arsenal, I did not even think twice. He came right away. When Zinchenko was asked to join Arsenal, he said, I'm joining there right away. And he also said, I'm joining there because I feel like they're going to compete for the league. You're going to compete for the league this season. And everyone was like, what is Zinchenko talking about? You just got beat into the top 4 by Tottenham. There's no way you're going to compete in the top place against Man City and Liverpool. But all that actually happened. So most of these players usually joined us and they're like, okay, I love what Arteta told me. I love the project. I love what Edu told me. So that is good. The fact that we can attract players is good. Back in the day, we used to get rejected by very many players. These days, if a player says no, there are very few that say no, and maybe for a good reason. Like a player, if he wants to stay in Spain and play for Madrid or Barcelona, fair enough. If a player wants to stay in Germany for one more season playing for Bayern, that is fair enough. But most of the players that you want these days, including Declan Rice, beating Man City to Declan Rice. Everyone thought Declan Rice was going to join Man City the moment they made that bid, but he decided to join us. All that is very good. So Arteta has been pushing for him. We did hear that the part of the board did not really want him. So that is interesting, but Arteta kept pushing for him. And one thing, not just the board, also the coaches and stuff. Arteta does listen to his coaches a lot. Arteta does follow his coaches a lot. Arteta does listen to what his coaches tell him. The assistant coaches, the set piece coaches, the goalkeeping coaches. Most of those coaches have an imprint in what the team is doing right now. Like the goalkeeper, that has come from the goalkeeping coach. I don't know if Arteta wanted him at the beginning, but the goalkeeping coach wanted Raya and he brought him. The way we take set pieces these days, the players who take set pieces, that is all done by the set piece coach. The assistant managers in terms of one-on-one, talking to the player, in depth and all that. We have a couple of players who do that. So Arteta does trust in his assistant coaches. So if a couple of them were like, we're not sure about Calafiori, but Arteta insisted, really hoping he comes and it works out for him. Because in terms of talent, talent, I have no doubt. I talked about Calafiori before we even linked to him. I never even thought we were going to get Calafiori, and that is after he got the assist against Croatia, and he was looking good in those 2-3 games. I mean, I didn't know Calafiori 4 months ago, but right before the Euros, he started trending, and I was like, who is this guy? And then we watched the first game between Italy and Albania, and he was good. And then the game against Spain, he was good as well. And then the game against which team? Italy, against Croatia, the last one, he was good as well. Like, he was assisting, he was defending very well. In the game that he missed against Switzerland, the defense was quite open, and that is when he started getting linked to him. And I was like, oh, we actually wanted him. That is very interesting. So I don't know if we wanted him before, or it was an opportunity that we had to take. But for that kind of money that we're paying for him, I think that is a bargain. That is an absolute bargain. Now, why is it a bargain? How good is Calafiori? So let's answer that particular question. So let's look at a couple of stats. Football is not all about stats, but, we've not really watched him in detail. And the stats, you can trust the stats. According to Opta Joe, Riccardo Calafiori generated more shots following a carry than any other centre-back in Europe's Big 5 leagues last season. 4 shots and 10 chances created. Futuristic. So all that means, I'm sure most of you are well football educated, you know what that means. But basically, the times he got the ball and, carried it forward, 14 times it led to 4 shots and 10 chances created, and most of these were from center back, not even from left back. He was playing mostly center back for Bologna, so he can get the ball and carry it. Like, if we watch the game between Italy and Croatia, when Italy scored in the last minute, Calafiori did that. He collected the ball in midfield and just drove past like 2-3 players and had the composure, and he didn't panic, because most of the defenders, when you get forward, defenders panic. Defenders shoot off target. Defenders, foul, or they try a skill and they fail, and they end up fouling someone. A lot of defenders get forward and they panic. But Calafiori got forward right like at the edge of the box, and he didn't just shoot the ball. He had the composure. He had the idea of, there's someone's free on the left side. Let me just give a pass to him, and it led to the equalizer, and it led to Italy going through. If it was not for Calafiori's run, Italy would have gone out in the group stage. So him being able to carry the ball and drive us forward, absolutely amazing. Now, Zinchenko can come into midfield and, invert and pass the ball. Zinchenko is not a terrible footballer. He might not be the best of defenders, but in terms of, if you give him the ball and ask him to pass the ball and look the passes and all that, he can do that very well. Maybe that is why he plays midfield for Ukraine. So in terms of that, he can do it well. For Kivio, the last 2-3 months of the season, we saw Kivio overlapping a lot on the left side and doing a lot of good work on that side, with Martinelli assisting a couple of shots for Martinelli. The 2 games I really remember were, I think, Newcastle at home and Sheffield United away. Those games, Kivio was really going forward and picking up assists, picking up goals. He was really good in those games. So Calafiori, can you get a player who can do both? Do a bit of what Zinchenko can do a bit of what Kivio can do, and also be a superb defender? Yes, he can do that. Let's look at this from who scored. So Riccardo Calafiori statistically calculated who scored characteristics. My goodness, statistically, look at all those words. Even the name is so long. Riccardo Calafiori, statistically calculated, who scored characteristics. What the hell is all with these tough English words there? Strengths, ball interception, love it. Aerial duels, absolutely love it as well. Passing and tackling. Now, you can get a defender who's very good at aerial duels and tackles, but they're not very good at passing. You can get a defender who's good at, just winning ground duels, and, they're good at passing, but they're not good at heading. Like, it's very hard to get someone who is combined, like both combined. He's very good at all of them. I think I saw a stat again. I think in the Serie A, he was second in terms of aerial duels. The whole league last season, he was second in terms of aerial duels, and his passing is great. Last season, he's able to create chances. He can push forward with the ball. The tackling is great. Intercepting is great. So it's not just great going forward. No, he can also defend, because that's one thing most of you say about Zinchenko. Zinchenko is great going forward, but he's not the best defender. So what about you get someone who's very good going forward, and he can also defend, and he can also play as a left back, and he can also play as a left centre back, and he's also 22 years of age. He's very young, and he's happy to join Arsenal, and he's excited to join Arsenal. He was an Arsenal fan when he was a kid. He was wearing Arsenal kits, and Bologna have a good relationship with us, and Arteta wants the player. surely it's going to work. Surely it's going to work. Like, surely it's going to work. Like, seeing all that and seeing him play and the way we play football, we like dominating possession, we like keeping sheets. I think it will work. I think it definitely becomes a starter. I don't think Calafiori will be on the bench. No matter who else we sign, Calafiori, I think, is definitely going to start our games. If you look at his stats from last season at Bologna, you can see the number of assists he had, 5 assists from centre-back again. He's not playing like a forward player or anything like that. 14 chances created. The passing accuracy, very, very high. Doesn't just randomly give away the ball. Aerial duels won. As you say, that's the second in the whole league. Aerial duel success, more than 70%. Interceptions, more than 50. Like these are incredible numbers. That means he's also quite pacing, long legs and all that. That means if he's up against Watkins, he can defend against Watkins. Even if he's up against Haaland and, there's a lot of crosses to the box, and Haaland is usually very good at heading the ball. If you give him a good cross, you can have Calafiori competing with him there. And on top of that, you also have Gabriel and Saliba. I know another thing that we will score more next season. I think we can get another 18 plus goals from set pieces. Like, if we take us, because the Rice taking set pieces and all that came after January, after the Dubai trip. So now if we have Declan Rice taking those, free kicks and corners from the beginning of the season, and then we have Havertz and Calafiori and Gabriel and Saliba and Ben White, we can easily get 20 plus goals from set pieces if we just stick to what we're doing, because the coach is still there, the set piece coach is still there. I was a bit worried about these days, man. Football has really changed. Back in the day, we wouldn't really care who's the assistant. As long as Arsene Wenger is there, you're like, okay, Pat Rice, thank you. Okay, Steve Ball, thank you. Who's next? Never really worried about assistant coaches and set piece coaches. Like, I don't even think set piece coach was a thing 10 years ago. But now, like in the transfer window, I'm panicking. I'm like, I hope our set piece coach Yova is not going anywhere, because he needs to stay. Set pieces was an incredible thing, aspect of our game last season, and I think Calafiori will bring more in terms of that. He's very good at aerial duels. He can score a couple of goals next season, and good on the ball and all that. Really exciting signing. I cannot wait to see how he's going to do at Arsenal, and that is why Arteta has been pushing for him. It's not easy to get a player like this. Now, that is why if you don't get him right now, as you can see those stats and how good he is, surely it's not going to be only us that want him. If we like didn't sign him this week, by August, if you're still available, there's a lot of teams that would have wanted him. Like, this kind of player at 22, I can see Real Madrid taking a gamble on him. If they don't get Alphonso Davies, I can see Barcelona wanting him. Man City would definitely want Calafiori, for sure. Like, as a left back, the way they like those centre backs like Akanji and Ake playing at left back, they would love Calafiori. So I'm even surprised Man City didn't go for him, but PSG want him. Not even surprised. They have a lot of players who can play there, but if next season Ake is moving on, because Man City usually move on 1 or 2 players every transfer window, next season it could be Ake or Akanji leaving. They could have gone for Calafiori. And if Calafiori stayed at Bologna, I have no doubt that next season he would have been wanted by a lot of other teams, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Liverpool, Man City, and they would have been able to sell him for like 80, 90 million. So, because Bologna have qualified for the Champions League, if he had gone to the Champions League and performed well and showed himself more for Italy in the games, and, had another season where he had 14 goals, 14 chances created, and a few goals and a few assists, he could easily be sold to any other team next. And I don't think, like, Calafiori would just sit there, no team wants him. So this is a great signing. And a lot of people are not happy about Arsenal signing this particular player. But I've watched a few Chelsea channels today and Liverpool and United, and they're like, this is a good signing for them. They're like, Zinchenko is a weakness for them. This is what Rivals fans are saying. Zinchenko is a weakness for them on the left side. We always target that side, blah, blah, blah. But now they have Calafiori, a player you can't bully, a tall player, ground duels, aerial duels, tackles, interceptions. Young, he can run with the younger players. He's not on old version of anyone else, and he's just a great player, man. Great player. I cannot wait to see how he does. Hopefully, he does travel with the team, and we do see him against Bournemouth on a Wednesday night. I think it's Wednesday night, Thursday morning. It's somewhere there, but I think 24th. Bournemouth, yeah, somewhere there. I think it's Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. Yes, we have 2 friendly matches this week. We actually played one today. So if you don't know, Arsenal played a game today. I've done a review of it already. The likes of Smith Rowe and Jesus and all those guys played. So make sure to check the channel to check out the review for that match. But let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. I'm really excited. I'm waiting for the Here We Go. I'm sure you're going to get it very soon. I'm sure you're going to get the Here We Go, maybe even today. So be sure to be checking the page and all that. Alhaji says this is fake news. Like, what do you even say? Like, I can't even say anything to that. Like, I don't have anything to say. I have nothing to say. Alhaji says this is fake news. I don't know how to answer that. I don't want to be mean. I don't know how to answer that, but just wait for him to win the Arsenal shot, I guess. Lukman says, I'm happy now. That's a good deal. Kudos to our marketing team for a job well done, says Nehemiah. I don't think Arsenal will sign a striker, says Excelsa. I think we'll definitely sign a forward player. Nelson is leaving, Ketty is leaving, Smith Rowe is leaving. We're definitely going to sign a forward player. And remember, Saka is not yet back. He's not going to be here until August. Martinelli is not back. Trossard is not back. We have a few gaps there. So we have to sign a striker or a wing. I think we're definitely going to sign one of them. We are going. I'm sure we're going to sign a striker. I'm sure we're going to sign a striker and a midfielder. No, maybe not both a wing and a striker, but I'm going to say we're going to sign a striker and a midfielder. It's July 20th, by the way. We can still sign those players on July 25th, July 26th. The transfer is just 1 month in. I'm really happy with Arsenal, says Adamu. Sign a striker or we forget about competing next season. You copied Guardiola all this while, but you're blind to notice that Guardiola himself gets a great finisher striker, says Prince. You can say that, but there's a time Guardiola didn't have Haaland. He was playing with the false 9. Tell me about OBZ leaving, says Joseph. Yes, Obi is leaving. In Obi's, we talked about it in the earlier stream. With the Obi situation, he can't do much. He's been offered a new contract and he's refused. So you can't do much. If he wants to go, he wants to go. You keep players who want to stay, and players who don't want to stay, you let them go. You can't force him to stay. Please, my friend Bickel, this is the news. My confirmation is still coming, says Katumwa. This is what we want to hear, says Abu. For sure, that is what I want to hear as well. An incredible player joining Arsenal. That is what we want to do. Keep on improving the team. Keep on improving the team. Bring in more talent. That is what you want to do. Emerson says, afternoon, Glenn. Last preseason matches played behind closed doors. Yep, I've already talked about that one earlier in the earlier video. And 3 players were seen doing their preseason medical checks. So that could be Setford, and 3 players were seen doing a preseason medical check. So does it necessarily mean it's new players? I don't know. I'm sure Setford could be there. I saw Niga, the other goalkeeper, played today, second half. We need a striker, Victor Gyökeres. Sally says, how's the deal of Williams? Do I have it here? The last update we had on Williams is that Arsenal are waiting to see. I think this is the one. If Barcelona can't get Nico Williams done because of financial reasons, then Arsenal are positioning themselves. He's our top choice. So this is according to T-News and Tick. So this one you have to wait and see. As people said, it's not necessarily has to be like he's moving to Barcelona. Doesn't have to be. He might not want to play for Barcelona. But if you get Nico Williams, man, and Calafiori on the left side, even just thinking, just imagine that Calafiori and Nico Williams, and you still have Martinelli, Trossard, and Timber and Tomiyasu. I can't wait, man. Brother Glenn is funny. Haters are already doing their thing and the season has not even started. Are we not supposed to sign great players, only their teams? Yeah, they're not happy. They're starting to say Calafiori is not good enough. They're already bringing up the injury record and all that. Whatever they think, absolutely fine. Mary says good news. Good news. Now we are getting stronger, says Edson. Is this guy playing preseason, says Bhagavata? Usually wants his players playing preseason. I'd say yes. I'd say we probably will see him in that game. Maybe not the Bournemouth game, maybe the next game after that, the Man United game. Abel says, welcome home. 24th, Bournemouth, then United 27th. So Bournemouth 24th. So that will be on a Thursday morning. So Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. I think that's the. I know the date. It's just the date that I'm confusing. I'm thinking, is it Wednesday going into Thursday or Thursday going into Friday? So it's the 24th on the morning of 24th. It's going to be a very late game, so most people will be asleep at that time. Our midfield is the next target, says Oscar. Benson says it's legit news. We got a great player. I really hope we can sign a winger and a striker. Benson from Zambia. Clever says anybody today's highlights. I don't think there's any highlights unless Arsenal release them by themselves later on, and we might not get the highlights the way they did the review of the match. I don't think they're going to release the highlights. But for that one, I don't think you're going to see it unless Arsenal upload it on their YouTube. Good news for us, but our target is a number 9. We need to hit 100 points at the league next season. 100 points. 100 points. Hopefully, if you can hit that, then you definitely win the league. If you get 100 points, you definitely win the league. Watching you from Switzerland, Swaziland of Africa, not Switzerland of Africa. Okay, Switzerland of Africa. I thought you were saying Swaziland. Kigezi Islands, Uganda. Thank you. Henry, country to see Arsenal play again, says Samson. Thursday morning, that's when you're going to be playing next. We played today, but it wasn't televised. I've already done a reaction for that one. Alex says Arsenal is capable of creating chances against any team in today, but need a good finisher like Osimhen. In terms of chances, we can create a lot of chances. And hopefully this season, someone like Vieira can help us out this season. If Vieira starts playing the way he was playing at FC Porto, and you have an extra option there as a creator and someone to help us get goals and assists, we're in a very good position. So, hey Glenn, how far is the Bruno Guimaraes deal? Nothing yet. We were told Arsenal are still interested as well. I think Bruno Guimaraes is on holiday. And for me, Bruno Guimaraes, I don't expect him to join Arsenal. I can't lie to you. That particular deal, I don't expect it to go through because Newcastle have no reason of selling him, and they could ask for 200, 150 million or something like that. And the player loves Newcastle, so unless you'd really have to convince them, that he needs to join you, how you're going to give them enough money. So I put a poll on the YouTube chat asking thoughts on Calafiori to Arsenal. Are you very excited? Do you think 45 million is a bargain? Are you just super happy? Do you think we are making a mistake signing Calafiori fast? We'll be focusing on other positions, or are you just not excited with this deal? 63% have said they're very excited, 27% super happy, 5% are asking why are we even getting a defender, and then 5% are saying they're not very excited by this deal. They're waiting for other deals. Arsenal cannot do without a top 9 in next season, please, says Gabriel. Let's hope we get one. Let's hope we get one. Glenn, I'm excited, says Ucheka the Great. So this is the second live stream of the day. I am sure there's going to be a third one. I'm thinking we're going to get to Here We Go today. So we're going to be live again deep in the night, maybe like in 3 hours or something. I'm going to keep this one short, but let's see how it goes. I'm sure you're going to get more news. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.